kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels normal, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Welcome, everybody, into the Racers Elite Truck Series from Rockingham, North Carolina, home to Rockingham Speedway, The Rock, as it is affectionately called. Last week, we were at Darlington Raceway, where we saw Kinsley Smith lead 38 laps at the fastest lap and continue his kind of dominance here in the Truck Series. Timothy Hoke, or Truth Hoke as he is known, wound up finishing a hard-fought second. There would have been a couple more laps. He might have been able to get there. Brandon Zimmerman brought home P3. Standings right now, Kinsley Smith, Brandon Zimmerman 1, 2, Brandon Honeycutt in third. All of them basically, well, the top two are tied for the lead. Brandon Honeycutt's 18 back, and that is where we start tonight. As we get rolling here in Rockingham, we'll see where these guys line up as qualifying is underway. We have Truth Hoke out on the track. First lap for Truth was a 24.85. We'll see what he can do this time by as he comes to the start-finish line. 25.10, so a little bit slower. Philip Archibald finished his second lap at 24.92. John Merriman first lap was a 25.01. See what he can do here. Uh, 24.90. Brandon Zimmerman just put down the fastest lap of the qualifying session with the 24.82 on his first lap as he comes by the start-finish line there. And he will pair up times there. Kinsley Smith, first lap, was not very quick as he was a 25.09, and you just saw him hit the outside wall as he was coming down Thunder Alley. So that lap probably is not going to be there either as we look at Zach Lockett lose it coming towards the start-finish line. Ronnie Martin trying to stay off the wall. First lap for Ronnie is a 25.26. Kirby Wainscott's first lap was a 25.28. And Kirby's going to lose it there on lap 2, so that's not going to be a very quick time for him there as he comes across the line. 25.61, so lost quite a few tenths there. Oh, Thomas Stanley into that outside wall. Got Spencer Hanneman in the 77 Toyota getting ready to start his lap. And he is pulled off. Brandon Sanfilippo out here halfway through his first lap. First lap for Brandon is going to be 6th quickest with the 24.95. See what he can do as he comes towards the start-finish line here. And he'll go top of the board, 24.79 for Brandon Sanfilippo. Brandon Honeycutt just getting out here. We'll jump over to Andrew Teft in that 98 Toyota as he's making his way around the track. First time by a 25.02. See if he can go any faster the second time round. Curtis Ecker just went a 24.97, so both these drivers looking to get a little more speed out of their rides. Andrew Teft's going to cross the start-finish line first here. He'll go at 24.83 as Curtis Ecker crosses with 24.97. Spencer Hanneman also with the 25.25 on his laps that counted. Jason Bottoms first lap with 25.03. Jump back to Brandon Honeycutt as he's about halfway through his second lap here. $24.90 for Brandon there. Jason Bottoms with the 25.06, his second time by. See who else is left. Looks like Honeycutt's coming through the pits. Like Alex almost had a little rough go of it there as he was a little hard on the throttle. Starting his out lap. Looks like we have 18 drivers who have put down a qualifying lap. 2 left to go here. Coming through 3 and 4 for Andrew Teft as he gets ready to get to that start-finish line. First lap for Teft was a 25.36. Tries to get down as close as he can to that yellow line, make the track as short as possible. Second lap for Teft to 25:02, good enough for P10 right now, so he'll roll off in the 10th position as we get ready to get these drivers set to go here. We do have a couple minutes left here in the qualifying session. Looks like Troy Thomas is the only driver who has yet to take to the track in that 88 Chevy. Jason Bottom's fan is in the house as usual on YouTube. Thanks for watching. From this little over mile D-shaped oval here, we will head to Eldora next week and get dirty for 110 laps there, and head to Las Vegas and round out the regular season at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for 45 laps of road course racing here in the Truck Series. These guys have 4 more races to get inside that top 10 or to get a win to qualify for the chase for the Cup here. And it is going to be a 5-race shootout amongst those 12 drivers. No one else gets cut out. It is just a race between those drivers there. It looks like Troy Thomas is not going to get out on track to get a qualifying run here. We'll get set for 120 laps around this mile track here. When Rockingham first opened, it was pretty much a flat track. You really didn't have the banking that it has now. Now it's got 22 and 25 degree straights are banked at 8 degrees. So definitely going to get some speed in those trucks tonight. I imagine that tire wear is going to be an issue as we saw those guys start to get a little loose. As they get ready to wrap up this session, we'll jump over to the race session. Get these guys loaded in their rides and get rolling here. As that is done, take a quick look at the race info. Like I said, it is about a mile track. Track temperature is a scorcher here. 131 degrees, so it is going to get slick, and they are going to slide around here as the tire wear starts to fall off, as these guys are in their rides. Let's go ahead and go down the grid real quick. We've got Brandon Sanfilippo and Brandon Zimmerman 1-2 on the front row. Andrew Teft and Trevor Woodward make up row 2. Row 3 is Truth Hoke and Sean Merriman. Brandon Honeycutt and Philip Archibald make up row 4. Row 5, Curtis Ecker and Alex Teft. Jason Bottoms and Kinsley Smith make up row 6. Going back to Zach Lockett and Jesse Fox in row 7. Spencer Hanneman and Ronnie Martin in row 8. We've got Kirby Wainscott and Dennis Kane in row 9. Thomas Stanley and Troy Thomas did not throw down a qualifying lap. So that is where we start tonight. Where we will end after these 120 laps, we are about to find out as these guys get ready to roll here. Going through the pace lap. Looks like lights are out on the pace truck, so we should be ready to go as soon as they get back to that start-finish line as they're coming down the backstretch. Brandon Sanfilippo has been lightning quick as of late. We'll see what he can do once he gets out in front here. It is going to be all about how you're going to manage the tire and manage this fuel run. 65% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 120 laps at the Rock. pace truck is off. Sanfilippo with the button as they get ready to hit that Geico restart zone. And we are down and away, and Sanfilippo gets a jump, but we are under caution already as there is a melee in the back of the field. Let's see if we can see what happened here. See what happened here. To get ready, they're green. Oh. Looks like Jason Bottoms. Take a look here and see what happened with Jason as they're coming to green. Looks like a slight checkup in front of him, but that's going to get Dennis Kane, Jesse Fox, Troy Thomas all caught up in that action there. Kinsley Smith, Ronnie Martin, all of those drivers. And now the field is all sorts of mixed up as some of the drivers weren't able to get back in front of the pace truck before it got on track. The leader is Brandon Sanfilippo. Like Kinsley Smith, Alex Teft, Jason Bottoms, and Troy Thomas are all should be getting the wave around here as we get ready to get these guys stacked back up. Like Alex Teft is going to come down pit lane anyway. They're trying to get everything situated once again here. One of those things that tends to happen on the iRacing service here. Rockingham did its last Cup race back in February of 2004. The race between Matt Kinza and Casey Kane decided by 0.010 seconds. Could get them all stacked back up here momentarily. Sanfilippo, Zimmerman going to lead them to the start-finish line once again. Andrew Teft on the high side. Trevor Woodward down on the bottom. Ruth Hoke, Sean Merriman round out that top six as they get ready to take the green flag one more time here on lap number 6. Sanfilippo with the button, and he is down and away. Kind of late in that restart zone, but away he goes. Zimmerman's going to stay on the high side. 2 by 2 they go. as we are trying to get some laps completed here. Cruz Hoke down to the inside, started to slide up, was able to get that 59 under control, still got next to Andrew Teft as Brandon Honeycutt is making his way middle up, trying to run that low line a little bit. Like he's got a little bit of speed as they are side by side, Teft and Honeycutt. Still side by side as they're rolling through. Sean Merriman almost wants to force it 3 wide, just doesn't quite have enough speed, but he is all over the rear bumper there of Brandon Honeycutt as Andrew Teft is up in the high line. Zach Lockett running the high line as well next to Philip Archibald. They are side by side. Curtis Ecker goes I don't know what happened to Curtis there. Back here with Ronnie Martin, Zach Lockett. Ronnie Martin kind of blocking high and low. They were trying to get around him. He's still in front here. Zach Lockett, Inslee Smith. There's Curtis Ecker. Kirby Wayne Scott back into 13th. Thomas Stanley. Roy Thomas side by side with like the 88, the 4 of Dennis Kane. Alex Teft, Dennis Kane both a lap down as they came down pit road late. Zimmerman was able to get by Sam Filippo. Sam Filippo is in second. Trevor Woodward as we start to get single filed out, rolling through now. Andrew Teft, Sean Merriman, Brandon Honeycutt. Ronnie Martin got a little speed in that 3 as he is closing the gap on Honeycutt. Down the backstretch they go. Honeycutt still with the lead. Let's go back through the field as we got some action back here. Honeycutt was working his way past Martin there. We have Kirby Wainscott, Alex Teft, Roy Thomas, Jason Bottoms back here, Spencer Hanneman. Jesse Fox is trying to hang out here. He is a lap down, but still trying to make his way through the field. Rockingham is one of the more difficult tracks to master here, as it seems to be a lot of bumps in 3 and 4, especially with the track temperature that we have right now of 103 degrees. And Filippo going to the high side, going to try and pass Zimmerman up there. Zimmerman slides up a little bit to block. Looks like Zimmerman's kind of found the line he wants to run, and we are under caution. Looks like Jesse Fox went around. Let's see what happened to Jesse here. Oh, a little help there from Curtis Ecker. Jesse locked it down, tried to stay out of everybody else's way. If we can take a look here. On board with Curtis Ecker. It looks like Jesse might have started to get a little loose before that, but he had it back under control. Oh, maybe a little netcode sent that around. Like Dennis Kane got a little bit of it there as he was coming through. That is going to bring like about half the field down pit lane. Brandon Honeycutt, Curtis Ecker, Jason Bottoms, Troy Thomas, Kinsley Smith, Spencer Henneman, and Kirby Wainscott all down pit road. So Zimmerman and Sanfilippo will still be on the front row. See which way they decide to roll off here. Good stack up this time by. Like the lights should go out on the pace car. We'll get them stacked up. Looks like Zimmerman's going to go down to the inside. Sanfilippo on the high side. Truth Hope, Trevor Woodward are going to make up row 2. Sean Merriman, Andrew Teft in row 3. Ronnie Martin and Philip Archibald will make up row 4. So that is where we're going to start. We got Thomas Stanley and Zach Lockett, the last drivers who did not hit pit lane. The rest of the field have been down pit road at least one time. Come down Thunder Alley, turning through 3 and 4. This time Zimmerman will have the button. He will be the driver that gets to see when we start the race here. Zimmerman about a half truck length in front, hits that restart zone. He is down and away, going to slide up in front. And it looks like Zach Lockett and Ronnie Martin. Looks like Ronnie Martin got loose as Curtis Ecker is going around. And we are under caution. Kirby Wainscott caught up in it as well. Let's go back here and we'll take a watch here at when this green flag drops. Watching the number 3 machine here of Ronnie Martin. It's into the back of Andrew Teft and then just spins the tires, goes across Zach Lockett. So we'll stop it there. Then we'll jump over to Curtis Ecker here. Ecker tries to make the corner, and Spencer Hanneman's just right there as well, trying to stay out of the way of Zach Lockett down on the inside. So Hanneman floats up a little bit. Ecker's still there, and that's what spins that around. And then back behind him, Kinsley Smith and Alex Teff both trying to avoid Kirby Wainscott slamming on the brakes there. And Wainscott goes around. So, third caution tonight. Let's see if we can dial up a driver here. Hey, Brandon, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. A little rough start tonight, but you were able to qualify on the pole. How is the track feeling out there?
Man, it's hot. Not a lot of traction right now. It's starting to slowly go down, but this is a lot hotter than I think a lot of us anticipated. So lap time should definitely get faster as the race goes on.
Yeah, I saw the track temperature and went, man, that is going to be slipping and sliding all over the place here tonight. But you've been able to stay out towards the front. Is that going to be kind of the strategy, just try and keep the track position tonight?
Definitely, yeah. Especially how slippery it is. You definitely want to stay up front and avoid the chaos if there's any in the back. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes.
All right, well, I'll talk to you in a bit.
I appreciate it.
Yep. The lights should be going out on the pace car this time by as they get stacked up to let it go one more time. And Filippo on the inside, Zimmerman on the high side. So here we go. Dan Filippo on the inside, Zimmerman on the high side. Pace truck's going to be making that left-hand turn to come down pit lane. Pace car is in. Dan Filippo with almost a car length lead as he slows down to let Zimmerman get the lead. And they are battling through 1 and 2. Side by side they go. Zimmerman and Dan Filippo. Behind them, Trevor Woodward, Truth Hoke. Brandon Honeycutt also trying to push his nose up into that second line. It looks like Philip Archibald's going to almost get pushed 3 wide there as Jason Bottoms and Sean Merriman have a little bit of a run going here. Troy Thomas also trying to make it there as Troy Thomas goes down to the inside. Dan Filippo to the inside of Zimmerman trying to get back to the front. Truth Hoke staying right on the rear bumper of Zimmerman. Dan Filippo down on the inside, cuts the D-shaped oval here. And he is going to have the lead coming through 1. Spencer Hanneman goes around, and that's going to bring out a... Nope. Say that was going to bring out a caution, but it looks like they are not as Sam Filippo takes the lead. Zimmerman, Truth Hoke, Trevor Woodward. Brandon Zimmerman starting to back out just a little bit. Truth Hoke to the high side, going to take P2 here. They come back to the front stretch. Zimmerman in third, slides up in front of Trevor Woodward. Woodward up towards the wall. And they're almost 3 wide behind him. Jason Bottoms, Troy Thomas, Sean Merriman all working overtime here. Side by side is Zimmerman and Woodward. Woodward into the left rear quarter of Zimmerman, has to back out. Zimmerman keeps it straight, and they are battling down the backstretch once again. Woodward and Zimmerman almost door to door one more time as they're coming through 3 and 4. Well, it looks like Thomas Stanley lost internet, as we've had a few issues with that over the past couple days with lots of storms brewing in that Midwest region here. Brandon Zimmerman, Trevor Woodward, Jason Bottoms still side by side with Sean Merriman. Woodward and Zimmerman were battling door to door, bouncing off of each other, not giving each other an inch as they work their way around the track. We're 32 laps into a 120-lap race. These guys have got to be thinking sometime within the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 laps that they're going to have to come down and get some fuel if they have not pitted. Jason Bottoms, Sean Merriman, Andrew Teft, all these drivers back here have hit pit lane at least once. They stopped on lap 16, and there's some drivers that stopped on lap 21, Merriman and Thomas being a couple of those, Andrew Teft as well. It looks like Troy Thomas bounced off the apron, going to lose a bit of time there as he fades back to 8th. Brandon Honeycutt sitting just inside the top 10. Philip Archibald in 10th. Zach Lockett in 11th. Alex Teft battling back after being involved in the first caution of the race. Kinsley Smith, Curtis Ecker, Kirby Wayne Scott. Looks like Thomas Stanley and Ronnie Martin are both done for the evening. Dan Filippo out here cruising with a half-second lead. Zimmerman and Merriman now side by side. Zimmerman losing a few positions here. Looks like Andrew Teft is going to try and take advantage as well. Troy Thomas battling back Jason Bottoms after spinning the tires on the first lap of the race here is up into 8th. As they get rolling through. The pit stop should be coming momentarily, depending on how many laps they think they can get after having those several laps under caution, assuming it's going to spread it out a little bit more. So they should be good to go. Spencer Hanneman down pit lane this time by. Andrew Teft down to the inside of Troy Thomas. These guys have been battling pretty consistently as they work in their way through lap 38. Trevor Woodward had a little slip up, and now he is fading back into the clutches of both Thomas and Teft. If we can jump on board here. On Teft. Thomas Staley got his internet connection back, and he's going to try and get out on track. They are still battling here. Truth Hoke back in third after Sean Merriman made the pass for second. Andrew Teff, Trevor Woodward still battling pretty hot and heavy here as well. All right, broadcast partner going to join me in the booth here after getting his computer all hooked up here. How's it going, Alan?
It's going good. It's been a long day, but we're going good. It's been an exciting race so far, I'm sure. As you know, we had some severe weather last night, and you know, just everything kind of snowballed today. But anyways, so the severe weather is behind us. It has now moved on to the Ohio and Pennsylvania kind of area. So, you know, thoughts and prayers for those guys out there. As they, it's going to be a rough evening for those guys out on the East Coast.
It definitely is, as everybody's kind of moving through with this area, with this storm in the area here. But Sanfilippo gets a little loose, heads up the track, and that's going to let Sean Merriman go down to the inside and make the pass for the lead. We're 44 laps in here. Sean Merriman, Brandon Sanfilippo, Truth Hoke, and Andrew Teft are the top four drivers. Started a little rough early with the track temperature being over 130 degrees, but now let's see if it has changed just a little bit. It's down to about 6 degrees, so 125 now, so not terrible here as Merriman is starting to drive away with the race. He did pit on lap 21, so he can go a little bit further than Brandon Sanfilippo. Sanfilippo has got to be kind of thinking he should have pitted on that last pit stop there.
Well, I don't think I missed too much, you know. Things like that will happen. I don't think I missed too much, but looks like Sean Merriman's been in control of this race. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, he just got in control of the race. Sanfilippo was running up front for most of it, along with Brandon Zimmerman, but with the trio of cautions we had early, some drivers elected to come down pit lane. We have about half the field that didn't. So Sanfilippo didn't, Truth Hoke didn't, Trevor Woodward didn't. So those are the drivers that are going to be having to come down probably any time now. And it's going to definitely change the pit strategy here.
Well, you know, and the thing is, I'm happy to be here, you know, as your normal partner lives out in, you know, on the, you know, down there in Virginia, your new partner. Anyways, he has no power, so. Well, here I am, so. It's the Mike and Alan show once again. Sean Merriman is leading this one in, you know, Andrew Taft there, and Truth Hoke and Brandon Honeycutt and all these guys, the normal cast of players.
Like Trevor Woodward's headed down pit lane, so he hadn't pitted, so he's going to make his way down there as well. And it is a little tricky to get down pit lane here.
Yeah, this is one of those pit lanes that are troublesome if you don't know how to do it. And you know, the other thing too, it's good to watch these races because Thursday night, you know, John and myself we'll be racing here, so kind of get in here and watch, see how the track is going to go up, you know, during the afternoon.
Yeah, you guys get to jump in the next gen series as these guys bring that to Rockingham as well. And we have a little road course action tomorrow night in the Xfinity cars as they're at Mid-Ohio. So a little different racing style there as we go left and right. I wonder how much fuel those cautions saved. Because Sanfilippo is still out here just cruising away. If he's going to try and come down this time by or if he's going to stay out. Looks like he's still staying out. Zach Lockett just ran the fastest lap of the race with the 24.79 in that 93 Toyota. Like Brandon Zimmerman coming in, so I'm assuming Sam Filippo's going to come in momentarily.
I mean, Brandon Sanfilippo's always been good at saving fuel, and you know it's a good 20-car field, so lots of players here at Rockingham. Been out on the track with a truck before, and it's really bumpy.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine racing here when it first opened, when they were basically a flat track. They didn't have this, 22-degree banking on the corners. It was pretty much flat, and everybody didn't seem to mind that much. But now you have more speed in it. The NASCAR series last raced here back in 2004, so been a while. They still used it for testing for a while, though.
I'm not gonna lie, I wish this track would come back. I think it would be a great track for the next gen cars. I'm glad we still get to race on these tracks. As we played. This track was always a must on video games too, like NASCAR '98. First race of the season. Leave Daytona, go north to Rockingham, and you can see just how bumpy the track is as you're watching Brandon Zimmerman and that number 65 truck that Planet Fitness sponsored Chevrolet.
Sam Filippo coming down, so guess we know how many laps that saved.
Not many.
Yeah, everybody's going to have to make at least one more pit stop, as we are not even halfway yet.
And here's the thing too, Mike, that I want to point out to your point. This track drives, it's a mile, but it drives like a typical half mile where you attack the corner, you're easy on the entrance, and then you attack the straightaway.
Yeah, you can just see how these guys coming off. Let me see if I can get a camera down there. You can just see how these guys coming off and go up the track, and see how that wall kind of comes out at them as well. So definitely have to watch what you're doing when you're driving and making your exits. We saw it kind of in qualifying, them slide up and tap the wall just a little bit when they were heading down that Thunder Alley backstretch there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I want to try to get in on that dirt race as a competitor, so I might have to talk to Mr. Andrew after this one and see what I can do. I missed a couple races on the next gen side, so maybe he'll let me just slide in there for one off.
Yeah, you never know. These guys are putting on a pretty good show here for it being Rockingham, and some of the drivers, especially with this track temperature, early in these runs, I'm going to say, especially after we make some green flag pit stops, these are the first green flag pit stops we're going to have. So if they come down, get those 4 fresh tires, get on the throttle a little too hard, we could see some damage happening pretty early in this race here, or in this green flag run.
Well, right now, I know one thing. Jonathan Leach has never seen me race on dirt. Never has seen me race on dirt. But I told Andrew Tufts, and as you're looking at the 98 Curb Records Toyota, I told Andrew, I said, look, you got to slicken the track up because the tracks don't like it when it's super greasy out, as it were. So, but look, on dirt, I'm a cushion guy. I want to be up there right next to that wall.
Yeah, I'd be careful on that because some people might accuse you of wall riding there,
Hey, you live by the cushion, you die by the cushion, right?
Definitely, as these guys are making their way through their green flag pit stops here.
Right now, Brandon Honeycutt is in control of this race as he puts Alex Tufts 1 lap down, I believe.
And Alex Tuft has been pit farming that 43 Toyota as best as he can, as he has made 3 pit stops in the first 21 laps.
I guess he's caught up in one of the cautions.
I think almost everyone.
I mean, it's typical short track racing. Bent sheet metal and hurt feelings. That's what I tell people all the time.
The gap between Brandon Honeycutt and Andrew Teft is over 8 seconds right now. I wonder if Andrew's trying to save fuel to make it as close as he can, to only making it a 1 more stop race, and
I mean,
put some
gotta
fuel
be.
strategy on.
He's gotta be.
I don't think he's throttling it up as much as he could.
No.
Let's see what that looks like compared to, say, Brandon and Sanfilippo here. As Sanfilippo and Zimmerman have found each other one more time here. Oh, that's Zach Lockett. Zimmerman's right behind him too. They're still battling.
You know, when you went to that onboard camera with Sanfilippo, you could see that how bumpy the track was. I mean, it's not an easy ride to get around this place.
Yeah, we'll go back. Let's go back on board real quick.
Here
Especially,
he comes down the back there.
yeah, coming into 3 and 4 here. Just look at how bumpy it is.
I mean, you're sawing on the wheel, just trying to keep it straight.
Yeah, 3 and 4 are way bumpy compared to 1 and 2, but it's almost like you run a different line. Like 3 and 4, you try and stay. You can stay a little higher because you kind of have that. Whoa. That was Spencer Hanneman in the Chips Ahoy.
Well, good thing that thing wasn't soft baked.
Yeah, Chips Ahoy getting close to that Pink Whitney now.
Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Brandon Honeycutt making his way down pit lane with his 12-second lead almost.
Yeah, it's going to dwindle pretty good right here. Everybody watching your piece of cute getting on pit road. This is the first set of green flag pit stops. You almost want to diamond in those corners, though. You almost want to enter in low and then drift up to the outside and then come and then exit low. That's kind of what Andrew Tufts is doing.
Andrew Teff right into that outside wall there. I don't think he kind of wanted to go that far, but it almost seems like that's what you want to do. Try and float up in the middle of the corner and then drive it right back down towards that yellow line. Andrew Tuft coming in pit lane. Did you see Brandon Honeycutt coming out? Trying to stay on track as long as he can, not drive that apron. So he is in. Curtis Ecker is in, which is going to turn it over to Trevor Woodward, and Sanfilippo's trying to drive back to the front. And he will do just that. Looks like he just got to the front right before the start-finish line there.
There you see it again. So, you know, like I said, you got to... These guys are fighting these trucks, especially in 3 and 4. And they're a handful. And surprised, you know, I'm sure the cautions, in the first 20 or so laps, it was more than likely trucks getting loose because they're on full tires and a slick racetrack.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, both of them were basically on restarts, which tends to happen. When you have a caution, it's gonna just breed more cautions. But these guys, once they got going, they are not looking back here as Sanfilippo is starting to slowly pull away, it looks like, from Merriman, as they are still battling here. And now Merriman dives it in deep. We'll see if he can stick it there.
Merriman on the outside, or on the inside of Sanfilippo. Sanfilippo, it was a drag race there. Get the advantage to Merriman. I know there's some Sean Merrimans out there in YouTube land, or Sean Merriman fans.
Sanfilippo as well. They've been battling a lot of the race between Merriman, Sanfilippo, and Zimmerman. Trevor Woodward's been hanging out here towards the front as well. Going to be interesting to see when these guys have to come down pit lane.
That's a 4X. No, I'm just kidding. Trevor Woodward got up to the outside wall just a little bit, and no harm, no foul.
Zimmerman closing in here. And try and run down the Budweiser number 6 Chevy in the Planet Fitness 65.
Well, he better start getting on that treadmill and running a little bit faster, because he's chasing down the beer stand bandit right now.
Kinsley Smith coming down pit lane. Andrew Teff trying to get his lap back the hard way.
Yeah, I think he could do it.
3 wide, and he splits them right in the middle.
I told you.
Andrew Teff with no fear as Trevor Woodward goes bouncing off the outside wall. Looks like Kirby Wayne or Dennis Kane did too there.
I mean, these things are like almost floating coming out of turn 4. They're going into turn 4, 3.
Yeah, they're floating around the track. It is definitely a little rough there as Merriman is pulling away. So the first half of the race was kind of dominated between Sanfilippo and Zimmerman, but this next half looks like Sean Merriman has it on lockdown right now as he is pulling over a 1-second lead right now over Sanfilippo.
Well, I can tell you right now, Sean Merriman right now, that second and a half, he's putting on a show, and he's really just, look, we're going to call the Department of Education, because he's like schooling these guys on how to get around here.
Thomas Stanley was running up inside the top 10, lost his internet connection, came back, and is out there putting down some laps. He comes down pit lane.
He's not that far behind. He catches a couple cautions.
And he just has to get a couple more laps, and he'll be up to 18th there. Looks like Jesse Fox is coming down pit lane. As Sean Merriman blew the corner. And Andrew Teft had to be thinking, oh man.
Well, I can tell you this right now. The Waffle House car is coming together quite nicely for the upcoming Talladega race. Last Friday night, they threw up a money race here at Talladega. I was doing pretty good. I got, it looked like it's going to be Daytona Deja Vu all over again. But we got there to the end, and, well, it was good until it wasn't.
was good until you might have had a little run in.
Look, you saw the pictures.
I did.
I'm not gonna call anybody out. We'll save that for a different time.
There'll be a little something extra in your no. Sean Merriman with a 1.5 second lead now.
I'm just saying it. You know, and that's the thing, though, right? So yeah, let's set the scene a little bit, right? Racing, when you're browser racing here on iRacing and the servers, you race a little bit different, right? Because you're out there having fun.
Yeah.
League, then you're racing for points. Throw money into throw a little skin in the game, and it unleashes a whole new animal. But Andrew Tuff does do a really good job putting on these special events, and you know, I'm happy to be a part of them, whether we're broadcasting them or racing in them ourselves. And you know, it's just good camaraderie. It's good to get, you know, the SRM cars out there and get the name out there and the brand, and you know, so
yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to Greg.
Greg. I never met him.
He used to broadcast for us a few times here and there, and then had another child, and doesn't quite have as much free time as everybody else does. So,
I mean, unless you're Alan Bergen and just have like no life whatsoever.
Yeah, what you gonna do?
That's true.
So Sean Merriman came down on lap 60. Brandon Sanfilippo lap 56. Merriman coming in now. So Honeycutt and Teft last pitted on laps 70 and 72 respectively. So we'll see if they're going to try and make it. I don't know that they can. Because even with the caution laps, Sanfilippo only made it to lap 56. So
it's going to be close.
A little splash and go, maybe. See if anybody tries.
So.
I mean, unless somebody tries to do 2 tires or something, but.
See, that's the thing is, I mean, I guess tough making those decisions.
How important are tires here at the Rock?
Well, it's like a cheese grater, really.
Yeah. So Sanfilippo came in, so Honeycutt and Teft, as Honeycutt is bouncing all over the track there.
You know, I was talking to my wife yesterday, this afternoon, before we got home, and we were talking about the storms last night, and I told her, I said, look, when you see Reed Timmer come into your town during a storm event, it's never good.
No, that definitely means he's looking for something.
Yes. So, like, there's 2 people in the weather industry that when they broadcast live, one is Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel, and the other one is Reed Timmer. When you see one of those 2 individuals come into your city, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like that is what you want to see, especially if you're hoping nothing major is going to happen here.
And you definitely don't want to see Andrew Tuff in your rearview mirror. I know Brandon Honeycutt doesn't.
Now, Brendan Honeycutt has a 12-second lead right now. So I'm assuming Andrew Teft is going to try and basically one-stop this race, basically.
I mean, I think he could if he came in close to lap 60.
He came in at lap 72.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
But I don't know because Sanfilippo only made it to 56 with all the cautions that we had. So But it looks like Andrew Teft is not quite getting up to full speed as he goes around the track. So he might be trying to save a little bit of fuel. Maybe he's a few laps short and wants to extend it as much as he can. Kirby Wainscott came in on lap 71. Curtis Ecker 72. Zach Lockett back here, he came in on lap 73. Brandon Zimmerman, though, made his pit stop on lap 82, so you know he can make it. Merriman came in on lap 90, San Filippo 91. Trevor Woodward, Truth Hope, all in at lap 86. So those drivers are just hoping these lead cars here have to come down pit lane one more time.
I mean, it's gonna be close.
Andrew Teft is just hoping Brandon Honeycutt's just running his car out of fuel here. And Teft is going to be the only driver to save fuel and be able to bring home the victory here, as we are getting closer to that century mark here.
Well, I can tell you this one thing, though, Mike. If you love short track racing, boy, did we got a treat for you on Saturday evening. As ISNF goes back-to-back with 2 short tracks. Race 1 at Richmond, Virginia, and then we're going to pack it all up and go about, I don't know, a couple hours up the road to Martinsville, Virginia, and do it all over again.
Yeah, I wonder who's gonna be on the call for that one, as Brandon Honeycutt completes lap 100 as we got 20 laps to go now.
I know I'll be there. I don't know, Mike. Are you going to join us?
I don't know.
He's got plans.
I always have plans.
Right. It's all good.
Honeycutt's lead is now over 14 seconds.
The other thing too is after an off week on last weekend, race number 7 with Elite Cup Racing takes place from your favorite track, Mike.
Homestead?
Homestead, Miami. 150 laps, 225 miles for the Globo Gym 225 from the Miami Homestead Miami Speedway.
Jesse
And that's
Fox is getting loose.
going to kick off, I want to say like 9 Eastern on Saturday.
Yeah, I think 9 Eastern, yeah. And before
So-
that, it's the ISNF one. Kirby
The
Wainscott's
doubleheader.
slowing these drivers down here as Ecker and Zimmerman are trying to go by. Wainscott puts on the brakes. Sam Filippo also trying to get by. Work through these little bit slower cars here. Merriman was able to get that 18 Toyota up into 3rd place. So he is sitting pretty right now. Last pit on lap 90. He's got 22 and a half seconds, though, to make up on Brandon Honeycutt.
Jeez.
So the only thing that's going to save Merriman is if Andrew Teft or Brandon Honeycutt have to pit.
I mean, barring a catastrophe.
I mean, Andrew Teft is losing time to Merriman. Merriman is was 7.5, and by the time they get through 1 and 2, I bet it's going to be down to 7 seconds here.
I mean, you just see it dropping. Now he's down to 6 seconds. 6.5.
So I'm pretty sure Merriman's going to be able to catch Teft. I don't know that he'll be able to catch Honeycutt, because Honeycutt still has a 20-second lead.
Look, if you're Andrew Teft or Sean Merriman at this point, you're hoping that an internet connection is the only thing that'll stop Brandon Honeycutt right now.
Looks like Zimmerman lost a little bit of speed there. They're battling
13 to go.
Curtis Ecker there. 12 to go as they go by the stripe. Go up here. These guys are almost too far apart.
Guess what happens on Sunday, Mike?
What
And
happened
not
on
Sunday night NASCAR. Well, Saturday is night 1 of WrestleMania, and Sunday is night 2 of WrestleMania.
So does the final boss win?
Oh, man. The final boss. Wow, the final boss. You know what? As
Whoa,
Truth Body
Truth Hoke.
slams the wall.
Whoa, Truth Hoke.
And a little bit of right side damage, not much, or less, yeah, right side damage. He tries knocking the fenders
Whoa.
off of it. That's cray-cray. Well, Truth Hoke almost lost against the final boss, and that would be the wall, so.
All right, let's see if we can. I want to see if we can see it here. Oh. Bounces
Okay.
off of Kirby Wainscott.
So he's already out of shape. He done wrecked once. And there he gets loose. There we go. Now we're breaking the fourth wall.
Yep. Oh, there he goes. Getting loose again.
Yeah, it looks like turn 1's been wreaking havoc for him. And he comes, gets loose, avoids the cookie car. Says, no, I think I'll pass. I'm watching my saturated fats.
Yeah, and I'm just watching. Just hits
There. Oh, he
Brandon
tags
Honeycutt.
Honeycutt. Oh.
Oof. Back onto Honeycutt. Honeycutt still leading by 15 seconds. Sean Merriman's gap to Andrew Teft is now half a second. 6 laps to go as Teft tags the wall. Zimmerman trying to battle back. He's inside the top 5. Ooh, Trevor Woodward gets a little loose there. Merriman down to the inside of Teft. I think Teft kind of made his bed, so he's just kind of going to try and hang on here, stay as high as he can.
He's kind of just riding around. I mean, what else is he going to be able to do?
I mean, you come down pit road, you're going to lose 40 seconds at least.
That's a minimum. I mean, as we got 5 phalanges, four phalanges in the air.
You missed the 5. Brendan
I missed
Honeycutt,
the
though,
5.
still rolling through. If he can make it, he has saved some fuel somewhere. Don't know where, but somewhere. He's got a 15.5 second lead right now with 3 laps to go.
Well, the rumor is that WrestleMania MJF's going to make an appearance, but that's just rumor. As far as the final boss goes, I think The Rock turns on Roman Reigns.
That would be hilarious.
Either that or Jey Uso turns on Cody and Seth Rollins, nonetheless. But I tell you what I'm excited for is, we got a little
Obstacle sticks
3
in
miles.
the air, man.
Obstacle sticks, I know. World of Outlaws are making their return to I-55 Speed Raceway in wonderful Peasley, Missouri, on the 13th and the 12th of April for the Spring Classic.
White flag in the air. Does Brandon Honeycutt have enough fuel to make it back to the start-finish line?
I mean, all he's got to do is make one more corner.
Brandon Honeycutt wins at the Rock. Sean Merriman is going to finish second. Brandon Sanfilippo third. Andrew Teft fourth. Brandon Zimmerman rounds out that top 5.
If you only seen my command scenario going on right now. But congratulations to Brandon Honeycutt on that well-deserved win. And he's gonna be tough to beat at Eldora. So he got the punches taken into the playoffs here in the Truck Series. And it's good to get out of the way because that Eldora dirt track is gonna be the great equalizer in the series.
If he's going to be one of the only repeat winners in the Truck Series come next week. So let's see if we can move on from Honeycutt burning it down to see if we can get our third place driver in here.
I got the winner. Sam Topo should be P3. Yep. I'll get him up here. Brandon, it is Mike and Alan in the SRM booth. How's it going, bud?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
Well, first off, congratulations on that P3 finish. Drove a heck of a race, but came up just a little bit short.
Yeah, I probably should have took tires, I think, on that lap 20-something. Caution, maybe would have been up there, maybe second, but Honeycutt, got to give it to him, man. He had a great strategy, didn't have to, had one less pit than us, and did an awesome job saving tires, so shout out to him for that.
So, as I was telling Mike, it seemed like you guys were fighting the wheel, down going into turns 3 and 4. So, are you wore out from all those bumps, would you say?
Yeah, I'm sweating pretty good right now. The shoulders do hurt. Yeah, I would say in the bottom of 3 and 4, it was pretty bumpy, almost like a cheese grater. So I tried to stay off the way bottom. If anything, I was at the midline. I did a lot of high and then a late peak. But yeah, it worked out pretty good, the high line, for the most part.
So, like, next week we go to the dirt track at Eldora for 110 laps around the dirt. What's going to be your strategy next week when we get to Eldora?
Slow is fast when it comes to Eldora. You really got to have throttle control in that race. I did pretty good last year. I think it was 4th with a bunch of caution. So just like tonight, I think the goal is to qualify good and then hopefully stay up front.
Well, hopefully things will work out, and maybe not. You'll see me on track with you, but I, as a driver there at Eldora, I love to just put it on the high side and let it rip.
Yeah, high side's definitely the way to go.
Well, before we get you out of here, is there anybody that you'd like to thank to help get you here tonight?
Yeah, just all my friends and family who are watching. You guys for putting on a good show. Tapped and everybody for running the league. I know that's a lot of work, so appreciate that. And Driving Extreme, our team did pretty good tonight. I think we're still leading in trucks, so we'll hopefully keep that going.
All right, Brandon. Well, we'll get you out of here and let you celebrate that third place finish with your team and your family. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right. That was Brandon Sanfilippo, and then we'll bring up Sean Merriman.
Hey, Sean, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
It's going. How are you guys doing?
No, not too bad. Hey, well, the first part of the race was a little bit of a cluster there, but once you guys got going, looked like you had the best long run truck. How was it driving out there?
It was slick. I've been week in and week out, I've been waiting for a race to go green where I can use a little strategy and make some moves like that. But I don't know. Brandon just outsmarted us tonight. I got to watch the video, see how he did that. But congrats to him. He did a real good job there.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I don't know how he's going to make it because I thought that Dan Filippo, even with all the cautions, only made it to lap 60 or so. So, I mean.
Yeah. I thought I was in real good shape, and then somehow he won by 16 seconds, so I don't know where he bought all that time, but I have to go back and watch.
Definitely. But you were able to at least put on a little bit of a dominating performance for a while there, coming in P2. How does that set you up for the rest of the season?
I needed that. I have not been running as well as I did when I first joined the league last season. I wasn't expecting much tonight, to be honest. I'm kind of looking forward to next week going to dirt. I think I might have a chance there, but like I said, getting that long run, getting some consistency, getting a rhythm helped me out a lot. So I think hopefully that turns my season around.
Yeah, definitely. You head to dirt, and then you go to Vegas, and then wind up on the road course. So definitely took the right time to get headed the right direction. Anybody you want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Andrew for running a great league. You guys for broadcasting every week in, week out, 3 nights a week, 4 nights a week. I don't run the Sunday league. I don't know if you guys do that, but regardless, you guys do an awesome broadcast. Wife's probably upstairs watching. My parents might be watching. Who knows? It's probably past their bedtime, but, thank them for supporting me.
Definitely.
Thank my team, the Outsiders. Everybody ran a good, clean race tonight. We all got some good, solid finishes.
Definitely. Well, congrats once again on your P2 finish here.
Appreciate it.
I don't think that Brandon Honeycutt wanted to talk tonight. He just wants to celebrate. Because I don't see him here.
Like Brandon might have had a connection gone wrong as he was here and disappeared. So we'll try and catch him next week before the dirt race maybe. Well, probably wind up talking to him after, as he is pretty tough there on the dirt, like you were saying. With that, let's see if we can get the race results up real quick. We got Brandon Honeycutt, Sean Merriman, Brandon Sanfilippo, 1, 2, 3, Andrew Teft, Brandon Zimmerman, and Trevor Woodward round out the drivers on the lead lap. Curtis Ecker, Truth Hope, Kinsley Smith, Zach Lockett round out the top 10. Kirby Wainscott, Jason Bottoms, Troy Thomas, Philip Archibald, Alex Teft, the top 15. Dennis Kane, Jesse Fox, Thomas Stanley. Inside that top 18, Spencer Hanneman and Ronnie Martin round out the field. So with that being said, we'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Xfinity Series from Mid-Ohio. And if you don't tune in then, you can tune in Thursday. We'll be back here at the Rock with the Next Gens for the Racers Elite. And next week we will get dirty here in the Truck Series. But from all the drivers of the Racers Elite Truck Series and all of us here at Sim Racing Media, I want to wish you guys a good night, and we will see you next time.